autism talks. Okay, so sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So we talked about a while ago a bit about, you make the choices and no one else does, okay? So this is kind of continuing on from that. So sometimes, when it comes to decision making, obviously you have to stick with your decision, okay? So whether that's, a person or whether that's something that you don't want to do, you kind of have to stick with it. So for example, I'll give you an example. My brother, who's severely autistic, he will say, okay, so he used to do this a lot when he was younger. So he says no, but then later on he says I want to go, and he says yes. So it's kind of like off and on with him, basically. But like, I guess that's different to, saying no to something or saying yes. Like sometimes he says yes, sometimes he says no, but sometimes, 5 minutes later he might change his mind and like he might want to go, but it's already too late. So that's what my brother does sometimes. Like he says no, but then he might say yes, as well. So that's part of autism, I guess, maybe. Sticking with your decisions can be very, very hard. Understandable. Yes, I've made some decisions that I'm okay with, but at the same time, it's like, you kind of get all those emotions and you just like, you don't know what's best. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so it's like you make the choices that no one else decides. So with my choices that I had to do, or decisions that I had to make were really, I would say they were tough. I would say they were easy for most part of it, but sometimes it's like so hard when you end something and then it's like, oh, hey, we're so good. Like, no, we are not good. I just told you we are ending this. So that's really hard because you tell this person like, this is too much for me. I'm gonna go. Peace out, bro. Stuff like that. And they don't understand that. It's like, we just had this conversation, like, this is not good, like, what? So that's kind of sucks, because it's like they don't understand, but also dealing with people on the spectrum too, so they don't understand. So it's like, we can't win. You can't win, obviously, but, for the most part, they understood, but it was like, saying hi and stuff and like, you think everything's good. Like, you pretend everything's good, which is not. And that's how I've been feeling. Like someone texts me like, oh, hey, how are you? And I'm like, what do I do? As well, and you pretend everything's normal, but it actually isn't normal. And you have to, get closure and, talk and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, I'm out, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just, sometimes you just got to stick with your decision that you made. And sure, it might be the decision that, I wouldn't say it haunts you. Like, decisions are very hard to make, trust me. But sometimes when you go through your head, it's like, right, what did this person do? Like, they haven't done anything to me personally, but just like, what did they, make me do, I guess, in a way? Or the better question is, how did they make me feel? Like, they made me feel like I am nothing. They made me feel like I was, like, worthless. They made me feel like I am, nothing today. They don't care about how I feel, and that's how I personally feel. So you gotta think of that when it's like that. And when you stick with your decisions, you have to stick with it. You can't go back. You can if you want to, but from me, I'm just like, I don't want to go back. Like, I'm trying to move forward. Birthday's coming up soon. Trying to move forward as well and focus on my friends I already have as well. So you just don't want to be in a crossing roads where it's like, I just hate this off and on thing. As well, because like, let's be friends. I'm like, what do you mean? We have a problem here. So they don't understand that, but they understand sort of, if that makes, this is so confusing. They understand if that makes sense, but sometimes you just gotta stick with it, and the choice you make, you have to stick by it, because if you not break, but if you decide to go back, it's up to you, basically. Like, I'm just one person, but to me personally, you can't go back, and you tried everything that you can do, and at that point, you just kind of give up on it, and that's life for you. You know, not all things work out for the better. They might not. So you just gotta say to yourself, what did I do? How am I feeling? Why am I so upset? Why am I feeling this way? Like, did I care? Did I not care? Did I feel like they didn't respect me? Like, you gotta think about that stuff. And obviously it's hard, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta stick through the plan. Like, when you have a plan, if you have your day scheduled out, basically, and you're like, right, I'm gonna do this, as well, you gotta stick through your plan and not, you know, change your mind or anything. And that's also really hard, because like, what do I want to do today? Like, I want to go shopping. And then it's like, oh, you can't go this thing, you go do the other thing. My brother's the complete opposite, to be honest. Like, he will make a decision at 11 o'clock and then go out and then, you know, go all the way far away from the shops. And it's just like, what? Like, that's how my brother operates, to be honest. But with me, it's like, you have a plan, you gotta stick to the plan. Sometimes I try to be spontaneous. I'm trying to be. It's very hard for me to be spontaneous because I like to know what we are doing from time to time. Or see, like, oh, today we're going to do this. Oh, today we're going to do that. So, me trying to be spontaneous, it's not the easiest thing ever. I've tried to. Like, sometimes my mom will take me out. It's like, oh, okay, let's do this. I'm like, oh, okay. We're going now. Like, it's really hard for me to be spontaneous, in fact, because I'm not like, okay, this is not what we planned. You know, you got to follow the plan as well. So, it's really hard sometimes. But yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is that if you have to stick with your decisions that you made, you have to stick with it. Because if you don't stick with it, then, you know, you just, you know, any decision's hard, but it's not hard for me. Like, my decisions are pretty easy on what I want, okay? But it might be hard for that person to understand why I made that decision, basically. So, if you're, you know, if you're having doubts about your decision making, then don't, you know. Like, sometimes, like, I used to be, like, a bit, like, sometimes, rarely, I'd be indecisive. Indecisive means, like, you're not sure what to do. Like, sometimes I'll be like that. Sometimes, rarely. Like, I think one time I was a bit indecisive about something about my friends coming over all night, and I'm just trying to think. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just really indecisive. I was indecisive one time when picking dolls on the Disney store. That's when I was indecisive. I'm like, which doll should I get? Yeah, I think that was the day. I think that was like a while ago now, but I think that was when I was still sick, so my mind wasn't like there. I was like, oh my god, I had to go to my mum and say, Mum, can you help me pick out some dolls? I had to go to her and say, which ones do I want? Because they were the Illy dolls, right? And they were so cute. And it's like, I don't know which ones to get. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is dolls. Like, this should be an easy decision. But it isn't. Like, you know, so that's the only time that I've been undecisive when it comes to that. And sure, there have been times where I've been undecisive on a couple of things. Like what to do for videos, obviously. Because I'm creating these videos all by myself. I'm editing everything all by myself. You don't know how much hard work I do behind the scenes, guys. So, yeah, you know, I can be undecisive when it comes to videos or like creating or like scripts, like stuff like that. But like I said, you gotta stick through it. You gotta stick through it, whether or not it's dad or somebody else completely. You just gotta stick through the plan, and it's gonna work out fine. You're gonna be fine. You gotta work it out. You're gonna be fine, and just don't doubt your capabilities of like your decision making, because you know it's just. It's just, I wouldn't say it's hard per se. I just think every decision that you make is going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be very hard. Like, I was indecisive one time if I went to see RuPaul's Drag Race live. I'm like, should I go to this film or not? Because I'm not a big fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, but my brother is. So I'm like, and it's at night, and I'm like, because I don't like to be alone at night, to be honest with you. Unless someone's around, that's fine. But I don't like to be home at night. I can be home during the day by myself, that's fine. But at night, I just, So I decided to go anyway. But I was a bit undecisive. Like, Mum, I don't know what to do. Should I go? Should I not go? So that's what I mean by that. But anyway, if you're having doubts about your decisions, then no. Because you know it's the right decision from your heart. Listen to your heart, actually. That's my advice. Listen to your heart, because your heart decides the right decision, and you know what the right decision is, and it might not be the right decision for you or for that person but deep down inside, you've known you've done the right thing from doing that as well. So that's all I got to tell you guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Miller's video, guys.